Hello everyone and welcome to the Friday night crate and chill stream. A little bit of foreshadowing there on what we're probably going to be doing tonight. I actually don't have any crafting lined up and my hot wire cutter is covered in hella dope crate parts, so I'm going to probably be doing hella dope crates. Hope everyone's having a fantastic week. Just got done a little earlier doing the stream over on Rad's Toys with Fat Red Foo. Thank you for setting that up, Fat Red. That was a good time over there with those guys. Man, we got active chat already. I guess I'm starting a little bit late, so yeah. How's everyone doing? Let's see what we got here. We got Action Figs in the chat. Time to craft and chill. What's up, Ed? Fat Red Foo. Yeah, it's been a minute, man. Bjorn. How you doing, Bjorn? Jab along. What's up, man? I saw you in the other stream, too. Nice to see you again. Kenzo, what's going on, man? Shoot me that link when you get a moment for the lights. Fat Red, I might be a lazy bum and not do it tonight and get you in the morning, but it'll be soon enough. Maybe tonight. We'll see. Who else? Looks like everyone here. Jabbling, Kenzo said. Okay, well. Maybe. Let's see. I don't remember how far I got what I was showing last week. I'll show up a couple of 3D printed things. I don't remember if I showed these or not. These are 1/18th scale chairs. Fits the old Delta 17 pretty well. The Proto Ed chair, there you go. Look, an Ed chair is going to be like rounded and cushiony. I haven't gotten to being able to do the pseudo-organic shapes yet. I don't think Fusion is really the right program for that. That's more of like a sculpting program, not a hard surface modeling program. But, you know, I'm sure there's... Yeah, I mean, you could do it, I think. Yeah, you could do it. You could do it. Something else I showed on the other stream was this guy. I don't remember if I showed this here or not. Yeah, I did. That's right. But filing cabinet. Whoop. Drawers dropping. I can't remember. I've been making so many things lately, I can't keep track of what I've been showing and what I haven't been. Solid base for a kit bash. Perhaps. It was funny, Fat Red, with the sketching, because I was doing some of this yesterday, and that's basically a desk. Very similar to the ones I've done in foam, but I was just putting the dimensions on there. And I did actually get that reversed. This is reversed. But yeah, I was realizing that this style desk could probably be designed for 3D printing fairly easily and actually have workable drawers now, so that would be pretty cool. I'm just going to do a lot of gluing. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start and we can chit-chat while I glue. Needs to come with an old-time smoking pipe, right? I can see it. I never really draw up plans for anything. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to, but it does help. It does help sometimes. Also, the last couple of days, I've done a technology detox, so I had my computer away. and I still had ideas for stuff, so I drew them out, just the measurements and stuff. Yeah, I'd say, you know, the benefit of doing a little bit, it doesn't have to be a good sketch, you know, it could just be like a really rough thing. You can think about, you know, where you want a door, where you want a window. You can move it around. It's very easy to edit a sketch versus editing a physical item. Where are the crates full of those pieces? Oh, there they are. Yeah, the dimensions do need to be specific, and because I'm not working with foam and it's working with plastic, it's a much stronger material, so I can get the dimensions closer to what I actually would like as far as thickness, because, you know, 2 mil thickness on plastic is pretty sturdy. 2 mil thickness on foam is like paper. And also, for ease of printing, I have to design it in such a way that, you know, certain parts are going to lay flat. Like the parts with the drawers, you want to have it like this on the print bed. So this is all nice and smooth in here for the drawer action. If you had it off to the side like this, it would have to print with like all kinds of crazy supports in there. Or if you printed the whole desk assembly on the bottom like one piece, it would have nasty support leavings in there you'd have to dig out, and it would be, you would not have that nice smooth drawer action. So it'll have to be printed one half of the desk here, another half of the desk laid flat also, and I'll have to build some kind of joining mechanism in there, and then the top to lay on it, and then the shelf. And the shelf, I was thinking about, I could either make it all one color, but if I want to have the shelves like a different color, like on the original ones I had the supports were black and the shelves were brown, I'll have to do removable shelves to get them to print in different colors without it taking 20 hours. Currently kit bashing, working on some ideas. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, Fat Red, I was very tempted to, I was falling out, wanting to take a nap, and I had to keep myself awake. You know, Ed, I should have sent you the link. I don't know if you were around, but I should have sent you the link to that stream we did earlier. Yeah, it was fun, Fat Red. I like it when people kind of don't take themselves too seriously, and that was definitely the vibe. Oh, Punk's Pit, right on. Is that still going on, Ed? Yeah, Fat Red. I haven't even built anything with those lights yet, man. But I was like, man, maybe I should have built something before I showed those off. But yeah, I mean, it's not my thing. It was just an idea I had that was like, this would be really cool for a diorama or a prop piece. It's just like a neat little added feature. I think the set was like $17, something like that. Now, I don't know how long those lights last, but they're LEDs, so I imagine they should have a reasonably long lifespan. Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking about like some kind of like a pad, like a storage pad, or even like a transporter pad or something, and it'll just light up. You know what? Actually, I think that might be the next thing I work on, Fat Red. Just so I have something with it. Some kind of little multi-piece system like that. Maybe I'll work on that this weekend. Yeah. Yeah, Fat Red, I've actually been thinking about redesigning my little hover pickup truck for 3D print. I noticed a lot of people doing like 1/18 scale vehicles, but they're usually remakes of like G.I. Joe vehicles or something like that. And I was thinking, yeah, maybe it'd be kind of cool to take some of the foam vehicles I've made, just like the scratch built ones, and redesign them for 3D printing. Space trucker type vehicle. Yeah, I'm thinking, well, this was the vehicle I'm talking about, which was just this guy, which was just kind of like a little mini truck. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. Not exactly like this, but the same concept of a hovercraft mini truck. You know, like the Japanese style mini trucks. Maybe something like a handyman would kind of be using in space. Nothing too big or fancy. Kind of like a jalopy beater kind of truck more than anything else. But have some storage in the back, so... Where's the dang thing? Well, I don't know. But, you know, so you could haul a few items around with you and, you know... 3D printed a jig. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I've thought about some stuff like that sometimes, Fat Red, but sometimes you just get lost in the sauce, man. It would make it more uniform, because there's definitely some drift in my gluing, but that's kind of nice too, I think. The imperfections. I'd be making custom ships and not figures. Yeah, I'm just starting to get more into the 3D modeling, and I'll start doing larger things. But 3D printing, the larger the item, the trickier it is. And I like things to kind of look clean. I really don't like all the nasty support structures and stuff hanging off of the 3D printers. I mean, there's some things, you know, just like, you know, like this line here on the side, you just kind of have to deal with. This bottom piece was bad support. I just need to fix the way the model was. But as much as possible, I want things to be, you know, kind of clean. That's why I really love this matte filament. You could see the waves in there like a little bit, but man, you could barely see the layer lines. I mean, you got to get right up on it from a distance. See, this is normal PLA, and you can kind of see it a little bit more. The drawers are... Oh, those are pretty good. It's pretty clean. It's bamboo printer. These things are amazing. But this matte, like, it doesn't reflect the light as much, so you don't see every single ridge in there. I'm going to do a lot more with matte filament. .3D print huge ships? No, that's cool. What's up, Thor? How you doing, man? Oh, sweet. Venom fig arrived today. That's awesome. Like the cabinet. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, it's modeled after Handmade one. So it's like the scale is a little off because I made this handmade cabinet. You know, so it's the proportions, they're just big drawers. But I took the proportions from this. I made them a little bit smaller, but it's really, really close. But of course, this is just foam, and the foam does have a nice look. But these are functional drawers, which quite nice. Ed has some of those other filing cabinets I made in that batch. Those handmade ones. those drawers up to code? I don't know. Love my green cabinets. Cool. Yeah, I think I'm going to make a bunch of different varieties of filing cabinets and shelves and probably put them up on Etsy, I think is what I'm going to do. I might do tool cabinets eventually, Fat Red. Like, that's basically what this is, right? It needs some additional features. The only thing with tool cabinets is the wheels on the bottom. I can't make them rolling. And it annoys me that they won't actually be functional rolling wheels. But, you know, it is what it is. Anything is a tool cabinet if you're lazy enough, right? Or unorganized enough. I mean, I have some tools in milk crates downstairs, so... Yeah, I'm not getting into any of that, Fat Red. If I can't design it and manufacture it here, I'm probably not going to do it. Unless it's a special feature like... Yeah, the problem is once you start 3D printing moving parts that small, you know, even the axle for the wheel that's the bead or whatever, it's just so easy to break. Especially if we're talking 1/18 scale. I mean, that would be crazy fragile. 1/6 scale could probably pull it off. 1/12, I don't know. But I could always make them without wheels or make wheels that don't move. And I mean, it's just like anything else. Like when you buy a toy, it's almost never realistically accurate. You know, they have to take a certain amount of license with it for it to be a toy. Otherwise, it'd be not durable. That's the difference between a scale model and a toy. If you make a scale model, lots of times they're stupidly fragile. GI Jetman, what's going on? It's not just the wheels itself, Fat Red. It's the whole assembly for the wheel that would be a problem. Is too far away from my vision. Let's get these down here. Thank you, Jetman. A rabbit hole of usable 3D printed casters, yeah. Yeah, so to make usable 3D printed casters, basically, I think in that scale, you would have to fudge it, right? You'd have to make it not actually how a caster would be in real life. So you might be able to do rollers on the bottom that just go one way, you know, so you see them coming down like almost like the wheels on a metal bed frame, but they wouldn't come down, they'd be set into the body. And they would be oversized because at 1/18 scale the axle would be so thin that it would just I don't think it would last. Maybe if you used a different material besides PLA. But I haven't really experimented too much with anything but PETG. Which would probably be better for that application because it's a little less likely to lose its shape over time. Yeah, I'm not doing all that for a mass-produced thing, Fat Red. I got to be able to lean on the technologies that I'm working with. The whole point of doing 3D printed stuff is so I could design it and then reduce the amount of handling. Could I build a functional caster by hand? Yeah, I'm sure I could. I would use metal, like you're saying. Metal, wood, you know, I'd use harder materials. Injection molded plastic would probably work. But I have to work within the confines of what I have for what I'm doing. What I might do eventually is I might do some experimenting with some moving parts using the 0.2 millimeter nozzle, the smaller nozzle, because you can get a lot more lines in there, so there'd be some more strength. But I'm not really at that point yet. There's plenty I can do with the standard 0.4 millimeter nozzle right now. I can give you, let me see. It's not my design. This little chair I printed. There it is. So this is supposed to be a 1/18 scale chair. And yeah, 1/18 is also kind of a wide spectrum. Speaking of which, I mean, is it really 1/18 scale? I guess it kind of fits him, but it looks rinky-dink. It does have a swivel, so that's cool. It's extremely fragile. Like it would snap very easily, and you will notice that there's no function whatsoever in the wheels. Look how small the wheels are on this chair. You know, there's no way that that's going to function. You could make them oversized. These are pretty small, but yeah, it's just not, it's not happening. I think rollers would be the best way. And even then, it's like, it's one of those things that I can already see it would be the part that would break on everyone that bought one of those. Not saying everyone would break it, but that would be the fail point. And yeah, I just... not the greatest thing for what I got going right now. Shane, Same Time Toys, what's going on, man? A little small, but I bet it looks great in shots, though. Yeah, I think that chair would look good in shots. The design from it, I found quite interesting, which is why I printed it, and I'll probably use that as a reference for some other stuff I'm making. You know, and this was printed like one part, two part, the back and the floor was two pieces. The arms were printed separate. This back piece to the bottom was one piece. The lever was separate, and then the you know, the main shaft or axle piece here, and then the spinny thing on the bottom where the wheels are. So even just this little stupid chair, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 piece assembly. Looks cool. Looks cool. Yeah. Yeah, the swivel has a you know, I don't know if you can see the bottom of it there, but it's basically one of those pieces of plastic that's like this, so when you insert it, it closes a little bit, you know, so it's got some spring to it. Yeah, I mean, 8 pieces isn't the end of the world, but for just a little chair, it's sometimes more than people think. Hi, it's me. What's up, hi, it's me? Just crates right now, man. Trying to get all these hella dope crates out. Showing off some of the 3D printed stuff we did. Like this filing cabinet right here. I don't have them up yet, but I'm probably going to be doing some items like this on Etsy soon. This little chair, too. Although I didn't design the chair. The chair was someone else's design. But yeah, this is like the crate and chill stream, basically. Times that by 204 and it's getting out of hand for about... Yeah, absolutely, Shane. If you're trying to make like 4 of those chairs, it will be like, oh, okay. Always making something cool. Thanks, man. What's the most complicated thing you've done so far? I don't know. I'm going to tell you right now, like, it's not complicated, but these crates are grindy. They're definitely grindy. These might be marginally better than the version 1 crates I did, where I made, I don't know how many I made of them. 3 times 50, so 150 plus the other, so maybe like 170. Not complicated, just grindy. Making 170 of these by hand was, whew, that was something. I don't know, complicated. I guess that bridge I just recently finished has a lot of parts on it. Street corner diorama, maybe. It's just, I don't know. School's almost. Oh, you got 3 of these crates, man. Sweet. Sweet. We'll be selling these soon on Hella Dope Toys. I mean, the old ones did pretty good. People seem to like them, so hopefully these we'll get some decent sell-through on these. I'm only making 25 sets to start with, so we'll see what happens with that. I think we're going to sell them in sets of 2. The boxes are currently sold out on Hella Dope, Jetman. We might do a reissue of the version 1 crates, maybe, but I'm not sure when. You know, maybe if we don't do them any other time, we'll probably do them near the holidays. But we're gonna see how the version 2 goes first. Maybe Zilla had a point. Definitely some self-hate in making so many of the same thing. Yeah. Yes. Doing batches there's more grind for sure. Start plugging them tomorrow. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. What's next? Lids. I've actually answered that same exact comment to people before, Fat Red. You know, I've said there's a certain level of self-torture that you kind of have to be able to tolerate. Sometimes it can be relaxing, but the repetition stuff gets a little bit wild. Just like when you're doing bricks. Small wall, not too bad. Giant apartment building, drive you nuts. Absolutely nuts. But it looks really good. Those are all warped. Those are pretty good. No, bricks. Yeah, bricks are rough, man. Bricks are rough. Hi, it's me. Renfest will start in September, and I'm thinking about making a costume. Cosplay is cool, man. Renfest, you know, stuff. I used to do a little bit of that. I had like a tunic and some baggy pants and some boots and stuff. I kind of wish I got more into it. But yeah, I'd go to a Ren Fair. I just put something heavy on top of them, Fat Red. It's just harder to keep track of it with the stream going, so I'll probably set them to the side and do those a little later. We'll see how we go. I still have to hot glue all the handles in, so I think we have more than enough to keep us busy. What's going on, Eduardo? Hey, Ed, can you go ahead and throw the link in the chat for the random diorama section at Hello Dope Toys? I always think I'm going to catch Ed sleeping, and I never do. Thank you, Ed. Excellent product placement, right? Yeah, I used to, man, it was a long time ago. I was, I don't know, 19, 20, 21, right in that age range. Play Amped Guard. Not a lot, you know, maybe I went 20 times or something like that. And I had a roommate at the time that we used to go to one of the local Ren fairs. It was a lot of fun, for sure. The big one is over here, Scarborough Fair, you know, which is a huge one. But the one we used to go to was, they no longer have it. It was a smaller one, but it was less corporate, you know, more like a ramshackle village in the middle of the woods. There was a blacksmithy there, and you know, a couple of taverns that was just like thrown together, 2-story shacks. Quite a bit of fun. Love the Catwalk Tower. Awesome, man. Appreciate that. What do you got on it, Jetman? If I cosplay, it will be the first time. I don't know how to get started. You know, Ren Fair is probably the easiest to cosplay because you don't really have to make anything. You could just buy everything, and they have awesome stuff. I mean, at this day and age, you can get on Amazon and just buy like a like a ruffled or shirt or tunic, depending on what style you're going for. Get some breeches, get yourself a little belt or fancy hat or something like that. I mean, they have everything there, and which you used to have to pay quite a bit for. They, obviously the handmade stuff will still be cooler looking, but they have some pretty nice mass-produced things now you can purchase. I've been pretty tempted to get some of that stuff, actually. But it's not really in the budget right now. One thing at a time. Definitely go for the fancy hat, right? Dr. Pepper cans, I approve. Yeah, we have a guy here, Eduardo. He lives in Brazil, and he can't get Dr. Pepper there, but he loves Dr. Pepper. So whenever he comes to the States, he gets Dr. Pepper, and that's why we have the Dr. Pepper emoji for channel members. "30 days left for my journey in Georgia, Atlanta and Savannah, and Florida, Jacksonville, Orlando, and Mount Dora. Georgia will be 17 states. Wow. Pretty good, man. You've been to more states than most Americans, I would imagine. Haven't had a Dr. Pepper in a while. Yeah, I keep thinking about, every time we do the stream, I'm like thinking, it's really funny how like repetition makes you want something, but this stream makes me sometimes crave a Dr. Pepper, and I don't usually crave Dr. Pepper. Earl Grey. The superior soft drink. Oh man, you just became Eduardo's best friend. Alchemy of Craft. So glad. What's up? I'm glad you're here too, man. Not that I know if you are a man, but it was man in like a hippie sense, man. Like, far out, man. I can vouch for Bjorn's love of Dr. Pepper. Okay. Had to import my own Dr. Pepper to Joe Fest. What? They didn't have Dr. Pepper at Joe Fest? Whoa, dude, far out. There's a con in Rochester? Wow. How many people are in Rochester? What's going on, Gonzo? How you doing, man? Me? All right, Fat Red. So, yes, I've already been tinkering with it. Maybe. A little bit I've messed with styrene. A little bit, but not a whole lot. We'll see, Ed. We'll see. I have a few ideas for it. I'm not sure which one I'm going to go with, but we'll get something. It's going to have the same problem with the wheels, so it'll probably be non-functioning wheels, but it's an inside joke, so it'll still be funny. Love the control panels. Thank you. Yeah, these are actually part of the Catwalk playset I have for sale up on hellodopetoys.com. The link is actually pinned in the chat. You can always attach a string to it and hang it. Yes, you can. My sleep schedule has been really bad, so I might reach the end of the live. Yeah, hi, it's me. That's kind of how I feel every Friday. Take care, Bjorn. Thanks for hanging out. Hey, Fat Red, so on that thing you were asking about after the stream ended, like with the motor, is that something he has already done? Like, is the track all printed already and everything, or it just has like a little section? Okay. I need this other clamp. Dang it. What do I have that would work? Okay. I was trying to be vague in case he doesn't want people to know what he's working on. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I would probably... There's probably better ways to do it, but I'm not exactly great at that stuff either. I would probably just buy, like, something small, like a small remote control car, and take the parts out of it. Use its battery, use everything. You know, find one that fits the dimensions. You might have some issues with the gearing on it, right? Like, it might be too quick for what you're trying to do. So you might have to, you know, do some... And you could do that with a 3D printer. You could just, you know, make some gears. Yeah, it's funny, Fat Red, because I was actually thinking about doing something like that. Because, you know, they have that one on that Eternia playset that just kind of goes around the top. And I was like, that's kind of cool, but that's a pretty simple one, and, you know, it's neat. Yeah, Lego has everything you need, probably. I used to have that Lego monorail when I was a kid, actually. I loved that thing. Yeah, Farrad, I don't know if I would do that or not. I do get what you're saying, because then you don't have to worry about a battery. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. Woo. Sleepy. I don't know, Fat Red. I think it is big enough for a monorail. It doesn't have to be like a, realistic full giant thing. It could just be. You could even just do a back and forth. It doesn't even have to be a complete circuit. I'm sure you could rig one that goes like one way, hits a switch, and goes back the other way. Through a building is what you would want to do in your stuff. For sure. If you had like a tunnel catwalk thing going across from building to building, that would be pretty cool. Wait, there's more crates. They make monorail train sets, says Ed. Easy place to start, just build out the body. Yeah. Ed, we don't always do things the easy way, man. Sometimes. Oh, that was low. I'm not going to mess with the volume. Hanging a monorail setup, yeah, it would be. It would look cool. Jabalong, I've seen some of that. I think I've seen that city. It looks very futuristic. With the, the monorail that goes right through the building. Bamboo Labs, the 3D printing company, actually sells a maglev kit. So they have little kits for doing different projects, like a clock kit, like music box kits. It's too expensive for me to use for a lot of things. I want to say it's like $60 or something, but it's so you could make things like the Tony Stark Iron Man arc reactor, the one that he has like floating. But you can do that. Like they sell the kit, and then you can 3D print things and design things to fit the specifications that'll work with it. I mean, it might be cool for a one-off, or if you wanted to do certain things, I guess, but trying to build something and price in a $60-something component is it's quite pricey for material cost. Magnets are the answer. Magnets are pretty cool. Okay, I think I'm going to warm up the hot glue gun and probably take a quick bathroom break. Let me get the hot glue. Tubes and magnets. Whoops. Alright, so I'm going to go to the restroom in a second, but I was just looking at this. I forgot about this. I was actually trying to redesign the cabinet, but this time I did it with stops in it, so the drawers wouldn't fall out quite so easily. So you can see right there, I put a little bump out right there for the drawer to catch on. It's not perfect. I think I could make it a little bit more, protrude a little bit further. So I'm going to try that again. I mean, it definitely works at certain angles. Take care, Jetman. You have a good night, man. I actually kind of like that, although it was an accident because I didn't set it back far enough, it bumps the drawers out a little bit from the face. Although I mean, they look okay flush too. It's just a different look to have them bump out a little bit. So I don't know which one I like more, but I do like the drawers not falling out so easily. Yeah, I mean, with some things it's just nice, right? Because having everything falling out, especially with smaller things, so it falls over, everything goes everywhere. All right, I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll be back in a moment. Alrighty. Let's see if this hot glue is good to go. Yep. If I can get a cleaner cut with a normal scissors. Let me see. Oh yeah, these handles are also a whip. Yeah, it would be, Ed. It was going through my head as I was doing it just now. Actually, what was going through my head is make one and then tape it down to a surface and use that so it wouldn't move, but that works too. If you found a cylinder that was the right size, you could wrap it around and cut it down. That's true. That's true. I think a dowel rod might actually be even better, because then you can take a razor blade and cut it against the dowel rod. Random, my nephew has several 3D printers in your place and promised me a Professor Xavier chair. He is a famous influencer here. Oh, very cool. Does he do he does 3D printing in Brazil? Is that what he's known for, Eduardo, or is he another type of influencer? Thank God. His content is about games and 3D printing. Very cool. Very cool. He's made a little fortune with his job. Hey, that's very cool. Yeah, 3D printing is hot. If you do just like general 3D printing videos, and of course there's tons of interesting games. Games can be tricky to monetize sometimes though, from what I understand. But yeah. I actually thought for a while of doing more 3D printing videos, and I've been intending to, because I think they would probably blow up. Honestly, they might do better than my my normal content that I was doing, although I haven't really been doing much except this live stream for a while. But it's also good because the printer sponsors would love for me to do more content, I'm sure. Can't blame them. Absolutely, Fat Red. Have a good night, man. Yeah, this is going to take some binge watching to get through, I'm pretty sure. This is probably the last time I do rope handles like this. Unless I come up with a 3D printed solution. I thought about designing like a little snap piece in the back that would just, you know, pop together and hold it. But it's going to be a whip no matter what you do. Oh man, excuse me. James Lucas, what's up? Briscoe, what's going on? Where are you guys coming from? Just popped in out of nowhere? Final Fantasy 14 guild wedding, probably. That's funny, man. I haven't been to one of those online weddings in a long time. Used to have them in Ultima Online all the time. Really late dinner, now chilling with some dudes. Right on. Oh my goodness. Man, I love making these handles. It's like the best thing ever. All right, Ed. We can tell, yeah. Yeah, you should be jealous. It's just one of those things, man. Some things in life, you just gotta grit your teeth and go through it. Goodness. All right, 6 of those are done. Only got 44 more to go. Where's that water? Easy peasy. Jab along I do, but not always as much as I should. This last week was pretty busy. I mean, obviously all the laser cutting and that part of the crates was all done midweek. To cut out all the pieces for these, I think it was around 17 or 18 hours of cutting. So that was spread over, I think, 3 days. Two or 3 days. One day was really long, I just remember that. And when I say 17 or 18 hours of cutting, that's just the actual laser runtime cutting. That's not me, including me having to clean the laser in between each run, having to You know, pick up all the pieces, reset the wood, make sure everything's aligned with the camera and where it needs to be. So you could add on like another, I don't know, 30% to that number or more. Yeah, divorce is messy. Just like hot glue. It's crate season for you. Yeah, the crates are actually kind of a lot. Gotta make your quote of those Helidope Taskmasters. Those guys are pretty easy to work with. Pretty easy to work with. They've been waiting quite some time on these crates. We talked about them almost a year ago, but it does feel... It's been a year, basically. I think right now, if we started selling them today, it would be a year, so a little bit longer than a year. And that felt about right to me for doing them. People started asking again. People are even asking for some of the old ones. So that's good. All right, guys. Have a measurable great weekend. God bless you all. Good night. Thank you, Eduardo. You have a good night as well, man. And we're about to wrap it up right now anyway. It is 1:03 a.m. Started a little bit late, so we're probably not quite at 2 hours. Yeah, we're at 1 hour and 49 minutes. Appreciate everyone hanging out. Thank you for all my channel members. Help and support the channel. I do appreciate that, guys. And for everyone that just came and hung out and chatted, and even for the lurkers, thanks for coming through. Feel free to leave a comment on any of these, or you know, shoot me a DM if you have a question about something on Instagram. And I hope everyone has a fantastic week and a weekend, and yeah, take it easy.